I asked you to send your best gaming setups, and today we are going to be rating them, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to improve. All right, this one is Ayo's setup. Already off the bat, I'm just noticing how like aesthetically pleasing it is. The only thing that I'm going to probably look at throughout this is how you organize the entire thing. Let me see. Let me look through it. Ooh, this picture got through the cracks. Okay, so some things I would recommend. It's not awful. Some people immediately went to like combating him in the chat, but I just think it needs a little bit of centering and then obviously like some more future proofing. And what do I mean by future proofing? I mean, instead of having this big ass tripod here for this ring light, there's a $30 mount that I have that just clamps to your desk and has a screw on. So you could literally clamp it to your desk and screw it and then make it up right up here. I somewhat agree with chat too. Putting the PC on the floor would be better in this case, just because it feels really cramped with it in there. And I just don't know how sturdy like everything is. But I will say what you did do though is build a good aesthetic, and not everything has to be 100% cable tidied and, you know, has to be all that way. Like some people just don't like that, and some people just want to build what they want to build. With that being said though, you did submit to our show, so we can like, you know, hear what you have to say and make our own opinions from it. The biggest thing for me is just how it throws me off. How it throws me off is it's just not centered. Like with this wall, it really throws me off, and the desk just doesn't feel like it really fits what you're trying to go for. It's really deep, which is good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when you see like this picture where the monitor is so far like right and it's like not even centered with anything, then that's when you have an issue, when you're trying to like make it look nice and also have symmetry. Chat saying burn it all and get rid of it, but I think that you could save all of your components. Just restart the base. In our opinion, I think you should get a new desk, maybe get a wider desk, and then center it with the wall and put both of your monitors in between the windows here, because right now like your windows are again symmetrical with the wall. So you have these like monitors, one's far right, one's far left, one's in the middle, like, and they're not even symmetrical with the wall, right? Your main monitor isn't even in the center of the wall. Symmetry saves setups, and it's just one of those things that always helps the vibes of setups if you can make it symmetrical but also look unique in your own way. And also like with the candle and the plant here, this candle like again feels off because like there's two here and then one thing here. You can take what you will about that. I mean, your cable management's not awful. Like we can see from this picture right here, there's only like the power strip that you probably already gonna clean, and like these things at the bottom of the setups here, like that's the only thing that I would really complain about cable wise. But your actual desk cables aren't bad for the most part. Your PC isn't awful, right? I'm assuming it's some sort of pre-built, so there's really no point to have it on your desk in my opinion. If you're gonna have some sort of pre-built like this, it's not like worth like putting on your desk and showing off. It's a cool PC and it's like something you're playing, but it would be better off for space wise to be on the floor. It's definitely on their way. I mean, they got the 3 monitors they wanted. They've got a good aesthetic for wallpapers. I mean, they've got a decent amount. I mean, it's not awful. I don't think it's terrible. I think they did a pretty good job with the aesthetic, but I think they just need to center stuff and then maybe make some upgrades that will help them in the future. Thank you for submitting. I really appreciate it, Ayo. We're going to move on to the next setup here. I started streaming on PlayStation and I wanted to make better content on PC. So I saved up my money with a job at a golf course over the summer. And then I purchased a monitor, PC, desk, and chair after 6 months. That's pretty good. Just so I could expand, I got a second monitor and I vertically mounted it. I continued streaming until I got banned for being underage on Twitch. Recently just bought another monitor though, and I'm starting to get back into streaming. Oh, wait a minute. This is kind of nice. Let's take a look. Take a little bit of a gander here. I like it. And then that's the shelf. Okay. Okay, so after like my first like impressions, right? I love this setup already. I think this has a ton of potential, and I think I saw some people in chat saying that it might be too small of a desk, but I actually disagree with you. This space that he has working with him, I'm assuming he can't get rid of this dresser here. So for the space he actually made this work in, it looks pretty clean. I feel like, yes, the monitors are massive for what he's working with, but for him to go at garage sales and buy like different stuff like that and make it work, this is pretty good for being a younger kid, right? I mean, like, yes, the cable management isn't 100% perfect, but he did make an attempt. Like, his PC isn't awful, but it's like, it's decent. And he knew that he could put it on the floor and have like some sort of raised thing to make it not be on carpet, which is good. I would assume that you can push this monitor back. And if you can, that would be almost better. I don't know if it's like a 3-in-1 mount or something. If it's a 3-in-1 mount, then just push it back as far as it can go. If it's a 2 mount for the top and bottom and a single one, then I would say put the mount on this corner. He could put the mount on this corner and have it a little bit further away from the setup. He would be able to have the monitor a little bit away from his mousepad room, and then this would really save this mousepad room problem. Cable management wise, I mean, it's not awful. It could be better, but I see that you made an attempt with like these cable socks here. I think your best option is to either A, go behind the PC and up this like leg right here and over. If you don't have enough cable room, then this is fine as well, but just get a wall raceway that's white. If you do that, at least you'll be able to hide these ones going down, and maybe you can put 1 or 2 of them and it will actually like be pretty nice. You know, one of the 2 will be great. But honestly, for a younger kid setup, I mean, this is pretty good, man. And like, I'm glad that you saved up and you made it work. I mean, it looks great, dude. I can't complain. I mean, from the mount perspective though, I do think this is a 2 mount and then a single. So if that's the case, I would work on some sort of cable management through this. But overall, dude, I mean, the way you position things, the way you made the whole setup fit in this section you have, is pretty awesome. This is Redzy. My setup is for gaming and occasional streaming. My desk is set up for me to have plenty of mouse space when I play on a very low sensitivity. Been saving money for the summer jobs and waiting to buy things on sale or used. Got the monitor for $10 at a yard sale. Honestly, I'm very happy with my setup's current state, and I don't have any big plans for future upgrades. W. Let's check it out. The monitors are similar size. It's not awful. Okay, let's take a look. So is that an Aqua Control? What is that? I don't know which mouse pad that is. Why only grip on one side of the mouse? Huh? That's funky. That would feel weird, man. My initial thoughts, I mean, it's a very great setup. I mean, for like the basic use of gaming and occasionally streaming, like this is all you really need. A good main monitor, a bad secondary monitor. I mean, it's cheap, all of that, as long as it works, right? On top of that, I really love the like contrast between your entire setup. Like you have a big black mouse pad, and then you have a small white mouse pad, which I think this is more for like your like you said, your arm playing, stuff like that. And then on top of that, you have like a white countertop with black Alex drawers or gray, which really contrasts the entire setup. And then you have a black and white PC, which is cool. So I think everything like color wise fits really well. The only recommendation I would give is this red bar at the bottom, right? You can buy 3M like vinyl, and you can buy a roll of it on Amazon. So for monitors that have like a red strip that doesn't fit your aesthetic, you could, you know, cut it and make it fit right, and then make it look really good and make this red part white instead. And that way it would make it kind of match everything you're doing. And that's something you can add to your setup. I've seen many people do it on TikTok, and I'm assuming you could do it as well. I usually see Sigma racks and they just toss all their cables in there, right? But for some reason, this looks like the most organized Sigma rack I've ever seen. Like I look at the whole thing, right? And I've never seen it like this organized. I think you did a really good job with your setup again. And thank you for submitting, man. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And don't forget to follow the Twitch down below. See you there.